In fact, my guest, I have to ask you, Jeremy Sussman of Brean Murray Carret, talking about coal, but Facebook, my previous two guests, Sandy and Ruben, they said they never used Facebook. Do you use Facebook?
I'm on Facebook, yes.
Yeah, what do you use it for?
Connect with old friends. It's a tool every now and then that, if you're just sitting around, you want to reach out to a friend, it's easier logging on Facebook than, calling somebody or sending a text message.
I know you're not a tech analyst or anything, but I mean, do you think it'll be as ubiquitous at one point as using the telephone?
I mean, that's tough to say, but it's, I don't use it nearly as much as the telephone right now. So at the end of the day, it's hard to see it replacing the telephone.
All right, well, I'm gonna look you up on Facebook. All right, we'll see if I can friend you on that. See if I can talk to you about coal online.
Hey,
all right, let's talk more about coal, because I want to get your thoughts on thermal coal. We talked a lot about the coal that is used for steel making and the relationship between the price of metallurgical coal and the floods that have taken place in Australia. You make the case that when the floodwaters recede, because met coal profits are going to be much more robust than thermal coal, that's going to be the first thing to start up. So what's that going to do? Create a lack of supply for thermal coal.
That's correct. And I think it's going to be a domino effect. Basically, Australia is going to ship less thermal coal, meaning Asia is going to import less thermal coal from Australia. Where do they go? They go to South Africa next. That's the next logical place. Who does South Africa ship most of their coal, at least a good majority of their coal to right now? Europe.
To Europe, right.
So Europe loses out. Where does Europe get their coal from? They can turn to the U.S. And actually, that domino effect, we're starting to see that. In December, for the first time, really since the crash, we started to see a couple of shipments here and there of U.S. Eastern thermal coal, so coal originating in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, shipping out to Europe. Which
so power plants, utility power plants generating electricity in Europe are burning coal that is mined in the United States. So that's got to be good for the thermal coal producers, as you say, in the eastern part of the country.
It is.
Who's the best one? Because, I mean, you need those rail connections to get the coal from the mine to the actual port of disembarkation.
Well, James River Coal is actually an interesting one because they're the most pure play Eastern thermal coal name out there. They have a little bit of metallurgical coal, but not a whole lot. So, they're an interesting case because if thermal prices have gone from the high 60s to the low 80s in a matter of months per ton, dollars per ton, and I think that's frankly been overlooked given, what's happening in Australia and with metallurgical coal pricing.
They're not looking at the knock-on effects.
That's exactly right. So there's still value in names like James River, where if Europe continues to import coal from us, and frankly we think that's an area that's even going to pick up in 2011, companies like James River are going to turn out to be big winners.
Where's their terminal that they're shipping the coal out of from the United States?
Most of the coal in the east is shipped out of Newport News, Hampton Roads, Virginia. And Baltimore has there's a terminal at Baltimore as well. So basically those two ports are the vast majority of coal that we're shipping to Europe. That's where it comes from.
I can see you with a pair of binoculars down in Baltimore as well as in Hampton Roads and Newport News, Virginia, checking out those coal shipments. Is there a possibility that we see any kind of tightness in coal supply in the United States, or utilities well stocked?
Well, I mean, utilities are still a little bit above average right now, but the recent cold weather is going to help. The other thing to keep in mind is it's very, very difficult to get a new permit in the U.S., especially in the eastern part of the U.S. The environmentalists are obviously, going against coal. There was a major accident earlier this year, unfortunately, in one of Massey's mines, and so coal mining is being regulated. So supply is very difficult to come by. At the end of the day, we're actually bullish on U.S. thermal coal as well.
All right, I want to thank you very much. Jeremy Sussman coming to us from Brean Murray Carret talking about coal.